All good things must come to an end. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is DDare Bionic, if you did not know, and I am black with the final Last of Us review video. Okay, so like I just sobbed in the opening, it's time for the final Last of Us review. Until season 2, there is going to be a season 2. The creators have confirmed that it will be more than 2 seasons. So we will get at least 3 seasons of The Last of Us, which makes me so happy. Listen, I'm so ready to give y'all my final thoughts on this series. I'm so ready to review this final episode. It was absolutely beautiful. And it asked a beautiful question. So let's get into it. But before I do, are you subscribed to the YouTube channel? Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the notification bell to get a notification every single time I post a video, which is twice and or thrice a week, depending on how spicy I feel?
Do you carry a lunchbox?
You better, because we're on the road to 1,200 subscribers, okay? And I can't get that without you. And I appreciate your love and support, okay? Now go on, hit the little buttons down there. Boop, boop, boop. Hit them. They're right next to each other. Let's get into the review. Okay, so at the end of the last episode, it was very traumatizing. We escaped from David, thank God. And we start this episode with Ashley Johnson, who is the original voice and mocap for the one and only Ellie. And when she talked, I thought her voice sounded familiar. It was the same thing with Troy Baker. I was like, that voice sounds so familiar. Who is that? Come to find out, y'all, it was Ellie. So we have the original voice of Ellie, Ashley Johnson, coming in to play Ellie's mom, Anna, which is a backstory that we had not yet seen. And it also kind of, I guess there was a fan theory going around that Ellie got was born with the immunity because her mom was bitten while she was pregnant. So like Anna is like giving birth, like actively giving birth, and then gets attacked by a what do you call it? A zombie, a runner, and she gets bitten, and she's like, Ellie's essentially out, but still attached via umbilical cord while the struggle is happening, and she like stabs her up, and she like leaves Ellie her knife, and we see Marlene come in, a younger Marlene, still played by Merle Dandridge, who did the voice of Marlene in the mocap in the game, and Marlene has to kill Anna. I'm skipping through this little chunk because it is not necessarily canon. It's show canon, but not game canon. But I think it adds a beautiful layer to the story to tie Ellie and Marlene together a little deeper. Marlene was literally there when Ellie was born. Her mom was one of Marlene's best friends. They'd known each other their whole entire lives. So kudos to the team for adding that additional little story point and giving Ellie a little bit more background, because that was really necessary. So we flash back forward. Joel and Ellie are almost at Utah to go to the hospital. We have that. They get into the hospital. We have that beautiful scene in the game with apparently a real giraffe. It looked CGI to me, but according to Bella Ramsey and the internet, the giraffe was real. Their name was Nabo. That's really fucking cool that they had a real giraffe. But that was one of the most beautiful scenes in the game. And from here to the end, we stay very close, very, very close to the game. And they get deeper and deeper into, this Firefly camp. Joel opens up to Ellie about the scar on his head and how it was him trying to kill himself and not just somebody that missed when they shot at him. And Ellie's like, okay, I get it. Time heals all wounds. And he's like, it wasn't time. And essentially insinuating that Ellie is the reason that he was able to heal from the past. And she really helped him. And Ellie tells him that she will follow him wherever he wants to go. And it just is a really beautiful moment where we see them finally kind of accept each other as maybe not even necessarily father and daughter, but as father and daughter. We see Joel accept Ellie where she is and Ellie accept Joel where he is. And it's a beautiful and poetic moment of just acceptance, love, and understanding in a time of total fear and unknown, which I thought was very beautiful the way they did it. So Joel and Ellie get attacked by fireflies. They're separated once again. Joel gets knocked out. And when he wakes up, Marlene is explaining to him that they have to remove the cordyceps. They believe the reason Ellie is immune is because the cordyceps are in her brain, and essentially they will have to remove them from her brain and remove her brain, essentially killing her to save everybody. And Joel is like, absolutely not having that. So Marlene tasks her soldiers with sending him off, leaving him in the middle of nowhere with his pack. And he goes on a killing spree, honey. He murders everybody. And it's kind of literally just like the game. You go through and you kill all these people. I feel like this may have been the shortest episode. This episode seemed really, really short. Now that I'm thinking back, it was only 43 minutes. Yeah, it felt like it. It was really, 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 really short. Like it didn't feel rushed by any means, but everything that happened just kind of happened and then was done. Not in a bad way. It just felt shorter than the other episodes. So Joel is going through killing all these soldiers. He finds where Ellie is. He kills the surgeon. He makes the nurses turn around, and then he takes Ellie out. And then when he gets down to the car garage, I keep wanting to call her Merle. Her name is too close to Marlene. Merle is standing there. She's like, you can't protect her forever. What happens when she gets torn apart by infected or, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Raiders and all that stuff. And essentially Joel makes the choice for Ellie, and he kills Marlene and takes her away, steals her car, and they drive away to go back to where Tommy is. And in the end, she wakes up. She's like, what happened? Where are my clothes? And I think in my heart of hearts, I believe that Ellie does not believe him when he says they found a bunch of people who were like you, who were immune, and they did a bunch of tests and it didn't work, which is what he says in the game. And she's like, at the very, very end, she goes, do you promise that everything you said was right or was true? And he promised her. And she said, okay. But I know she doesn't believe him. And this is where we're left. She says, okay, end show, end series. So let's kind of discuss morality, because I think at the end of the day, that's what this whole series is about, is morality. And where does your moral compass swing? Now, I personally believe that Marlene was wrong to make the decision for Ellie, but Joel was also wrong to make the decision for Ellie. And, it begs the question, in the end, does Joel become the bad guy? And I don't think he... Listen, I don't know if it's the emotional connection I've developed with these characters by both playing the game and watching the series, but I don't think he becomes the bad guy per se. I think Joel... I feel like bad guy is such a bad... Because I don't think Marlene is the bad guy for what she wanted to do. I think they both are equally wrong in not giving Ellie the choice. She's the one that's immune. She's the one that has the cordyceps in her brain. She's the one that has to make this decision whether or not to sacrifice herself to save all of humanity. And Joel takes that option away from her, and so does Marlene. Like, Marlene was going to basically force her. She didn't even tell her that that's what they were going to do. They just put her under, and she was never going to wake up again. That's not fair. That's not fair to her. But Joel taking her away and lying to her about what happened is also not fair. So, I think it just... Comment down below how you feel about it. I'm torn. I don't know. I don't think Joel is the bad guy, but I also don't think he's a good guy. I think the idea that love conquers all is toxic in a way. In this particular instance, not like in real life. In this particular instance, the love that Joel has for Ellie, the fact that he didn't want to lose another child, the fact that he initially didn't even want this connection with this child, and now he has this connection with this child. All of these things make me feel so many things, and I don't know how to feel about it. And I'm very excited to see where they go with part 2. I actually, listen, I want to play part 2 so bad. My PS4 is dead. So I need you all to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and get me over the threshold to join the monetization so that I can buy a new PS4, PS5 actually. Ooh. I plan on playing part 2 obviously before the series is before part 2 season 2 is announced. They said they are not changing much. What's his name? Neil Druckmann? Close. Neil Druckmann said that they're not changing much about part 2. And apparently people complained a lot about part 2. They're not changing much about it, which I'm excited to see and hear and feel. So I'm going to play part 2, and maybe I'll do like a play along with me type of video if I can figure out how to actually do that. All in all, I give this series a 9 out of 10. And the only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is, you know what? I'll give this series a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I said it. 10 out of 10. And I was initially going to say 9 because there were some episodes that were slower paced than others. But we needed those slower paced episodes to get through the hardcore episodes. The only thing I really wanted more of was more zombies. I wanted to see more of the bloaters. I wanted to see more of the runners, the clickers. They gave us all of that at the beginning, I think, to hook us in. And granted, in real life, it probably wouldn't be as infested as the game was. But I really still would have liked to have seen maybe a few more. So I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10 because I wanted more zombies. I wanted more scare and more gunfighting. But other than that, I thought it was perfect. I thought the acting, especially from Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, was absolutely phenomenal. They both did an incredible job and will always be synonymous with these characters. Whenever I think of Joel and Ellie, I'm going to think of them. I'm going to think of Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. I'm going to think of this series and what they did and how beautiful it was and heartbreaking. And yeah, that's it. That's the last review of The Last of Us until season 2 comes out. So until then, hopefully I can figure out a way to do like a play along with me while I play part 2 for the first time. And so make sure you comment down below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Tell me how you felt. Give me your rating of the series down below. What did you think? If you've played the game, in comparison, how do you feel like they did? I think they did a fantastic job at adapting. So comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. I post 3 times a week, 2 times a week, or sometimes 3, depending on how spicy I'm feeling. And hit the link down below to shop Lunar Sight's hair color. Every single penny goes to support me and this channel and my art. Thank you so much. Make sure you're watching Mental Health Chat Monday and streaming wherever you listen to your podcast. And follow me on all my social media. I'm linked all down below in the description box. I am at DDare Bionic on everything. It's called branding. Look it up. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.